Yo, what's up, everybody? Today I'm gonna be teaching you how to composition, to take your composition to the next step, harmony-wise. Like take your harmony to the next level. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is extended harmony. I know everyone talks about extended harmony, but I'm gonna show you how to do it or how I do it. And for example, I'm gonna start with the C major chord, and I'm gonna just use the C major chord and harmonize it in some different ways. So the first chord is just a basic C major, right? So if you don't know, to build a chord, you take every other note in the scale, starting from the root. So for C major, you take C, E, and G. But to build on that, they'll tell you make a major 7. So the 7 in the C major scale is B. So you would add a B, but that's kind of boring too. So when you start getting over here is when you add a 9 better. Oh shit. Okay, alright. Forget you heard those. It has some more depth to it. And then if you want to add the 11 in a major scale, adding the 11 like this, it sounds kind of goofy, it sounds kind of weird. But so you would have to add a sharp 11 if you want to do that. Well, you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, but that sounds more resolution, you know what I'm saying? But that would make it a C Lydian chord. But as I'll show you soon, that doesn't matter too much when making chord progression, as long as you keep track of what scale every chord is in. And then over here, these are some suspended chords. So the first one is a C suspended 2. And if you don't know what that means, it's just basically instead of taking the E, which is your 3 in the scale, because first note, third note, fifth note, every other note, you take your second note instead of the third note, or you could put your fourth note, but that would mean you could not make a Lydian extended chord since you're using the fourth note, which is also the 11th note. Anyways, basically this is how they sound. So that's a suspended 2, then a suspended 4, and then finally I just had this one that, you know what I'm saying, just play with it, put them in random spots, just try and harmonize it any way you want. It'll sound good. Alright, on to the next. So this is different voicings, and we're still in C major, kinda, for simplicity's sake. We're in A minor, which if you don't know, A is the 6th note of the major scale. And if you play the major scale starting from A and then go back to A, that's A minor scale. So we're in A minor, otherwise known as C major sometimes, but we're in A minor. So all these chords are A minor chords with different voicings. To show the first chord, that's just a normal A minor 11, I think. 7, 9, 11. Yeah. So that's an A minor 11. How you get to that is, remember, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. So you skip one note. Every other note you skip, starting from A, if you want to build that chord within the scale of A minor. And then the same rule would apply if you got all the way back up to F right here, and you'd have to put an F sharp, otherwise it would sound kind of weird. But this next chord, it's spread apart, A, and then you go up a fifth to E, and then you go up a fifth to B, and then up a half step to C, and then I don't know if that's a fifth, but you go up to G again, and that sounds. That's a pretty beautiful voicing, especially arpeggiated. And then over here we have this just sort of larger voicing. And And the point that I want to make is all these chords have the exact same notes, with the exception of this third chord right here has an F, but that's still within the scale. So, and that even sounds way different. This last chord, again, it's just a different voicing. You could just mess around, spread them out, So this is all these notes in different orders of octaves. You see what I mean? Alright, on to the next. This is understanding chord relationships outside of traditional diatonic harmony, which basically, I mean to say that this is going to be showing, you don't have to stay within one scale to make good chords, but you do have to remember what scale each chord is in. Otherwise, you won't be able to make a melody that sounds matching. You know what I mean? Maybe some like contemporary shit, like some jazz shit. But the first chord that I use here is a C major 9. So within this space, up until the next chord, which is in a different scale, you would fill in this space with C major 9 or C major notes. You could use that scale here to build a harmony. And then on this next chord, it's A major. And then, so the same again, you could use A major notes to fill in this space and build your harmony. And then right here, I have D Lydian, which is just a major scale with a sharp 4. And then at the end here, I have G minor. So if you're not aware with, or if you're not familiar with how diatonic harmony works with C scale and all that, then you wouldn't realize that this is all wrong. So C major has the chords within it, A minor and D minor and G major. But that shit's all flipped. So this is A major, D major basically, and G minor. And it ends up sounding really good actually. Yeah, that's pretty much the video.